chance to hear it, so let her tell it. People on the streets say Sabrina speaks. Tune into the show, she will let you know. Tell all your friends and family. Real talk is no joke. You get the news straight up from grassroots and concerns. You can hear with some people gone. So tell all your friends to tune in to
Good evening, Cayman. I'm Sabrina Turner, and welcome to Sabrina Speaks, your daily dose of clarity, truth, and community insights. Every weekday from 5 to 6:30 p.m., we're tackling the issues that affect you, from national headlines to grassroots concerns. Whether you're in traffic or winding down your day, this is your chance to hear it straight and speak your truth. So buckle up, Cayman. We're not holding back.
This is the show. We gotta let you know. Now we got to go.
And now here's Sabrina.
Yep, here I am now. You see me. Happy Monday to everyone. Yes, good evening, good morning, good night to all of you that are joining me. Yes, from near and far. It's good to be back with you as we say farewell almost. Yeah, we're almost there to the month of July. Can you imagine? It is that time already. Well, you know how it goes here on the Sabrina Speaks, and it is summer. We are continuing with the open mic in this summer edition. I said, why not? Why not? Why just not keep the mic open? And we just pretty much go. And I could be honest with you today, Sabrina freestyling, first time in my life of doing that. But no, man, I still got a little bit of news for you. So we'll still do that. But when it comes to hard-hitting things, no. I'm leaving it to you for that because I'm loving the feedback that I'm getting. How you all are just having a ball with us, laughing at one another, taking jabs at each other and all that sort of stuff, all in a lighthearted type of mood here on the Sabrina Speaks. So it's just not only Friday. Because it is summer, we know a lot of you are traveling, but news still happens and life still happens as well. And I thought it would be good. We call it the Open Mic Summer Edition continuation and just have a lighter moment. There are some things are going to come up. Of course, we'd be more than happy to bring them. But the phone lines, this is the key. The phone lines will be wide open for the entire show. We want to hear from you. If you want to just share a joke or share with me some images, like I see my content creators here are in bloom. You just want to share with us some things that have been bothering you. I've been getting a number of calls, but yeah, you know how it goes. I will do my best in making it light and humorous for us because there's just so much going on in the world, but we're going to just keep it light here on the Sabrina Speaks until, you call and we take your calls and we can go wherever you want it to go. But I'm loving that feeling. I'm loving the feedback from you as well. And we're just going to keep it as light as we can. The phone lines will be open, as like I said, for the entire show, as we normally have them. But 936-8255 is the number to call. But yes, it is time for another episode of the Sabrina Speaks show, where we're voices of the islands, conversations for the world, and the podcast where voices rise, stories unfold, and inspiration takes center stage. For all of you who may just be jumping onto the live and probably for the first time because we have been referred, I want to say welcome and good afternoon to you, no matter where you're streaming us live from, wherever in the world. Today, we're going to keep it simple. No rush, no pressure, no heavy agenda, because yes, it is the summer. It is the hot. Look at who just commented. Harry. OMG. I'm waiting to get to that section. Harry, we were missing you. OMG. He's back. See, that's how much I miss you guys. Look at that. But anyhow, we're keeping it light. We're keeping it warm here. And yeah, the pace is slower. It is hot as the hinges of hell, but we are in a tropical climate and we're just going to just keep it funny and just do light things. I will share with you some messages that I've been receiving, some calls, some complaints, some confusion as well. But the whole idea is to just let you know we're just going to, for the next couple of hours, for the next couple of episodes. Next week, I'll be out. I'm taking the week off. Next week, I'm taking the entire week off. So this week, I'm going to be here, but we're going to continue in this free flow style of doing things. So don't expect any shows from me next week. I'm just unplugging for a little bit for a week. It's all about balance. But yeah, that's how we're going to do it here on the Sabrina Speaks platform. Like I said, we're just going to take it a little slower, have some laugh. Harry, you got to tell us where you went. What was up? I was worried because of all of the heat over there in the United Kingdom, and we were worried because you were very, very quiet. And anyone will tell you, I was concerned. And I said, something is up with Harry. But anyhow, if you're driving, cooling out at home, maybe you're on vacation, maybe you're under some beautiful coconut tree in a hammock with a nice tropical beverage of your choice. Be careful of the dust, for God's sake. It is still out there. But you know what? The good thing, you are in tune. You're in a live with us today, and we are happy to have you. Oh, dear Jesus. It must be the dust, because even Alfred Reel has popped up like those Jack in the boxes. Where was he? Where was he on Friday? Where was he on Friday? Anyhow, I'm getting to that corner in a few minutes, but please, please, please remember, as we keep it light, flowy, airy, and all of that, because it is the summer edition of Open Mic here on the Sabrina Speaks platform, where we take you and you become the center of the show, having fun, laughter, and just being lighthearted. Why not? The views expressed by callers, guests, and online commenters are their own and not those of Bridge Media Limited, its affiliates, the Sabrina Speaks Show, or the host. Now, please remember, this program is for general information only and not a substitute for legal, medical, financial, or professional advice. All participants, however, are reminded to speak responsibly and respectfully, and any content that is defamatory, discriminatory, unlawful, or harmful is strictly prohibited and will not be endorsed or tolerated. Now, please note that continuing on whatever platform you're streaming us live on, participating and otherwise, listening participation implies acceptance of this disclaimer. Yes, the number is called here we go. The number is 936-8255 to call in and be a part of the conversation. Feel free to drop me a WhatsApp as well. If you're somewhere nice and the scenery is beautiful, please don't forget to share them. Send them to me by WhatsApp. I'll be more than happy to share them. We can talk about them here no matter where you are. Just tell us where it is, and I'll be more than happy to share those with you as we continue to ease on in episode by episode here, as we just be light. It's summer. Why not? It's hot enough as it is. So why not just have a laughter back? Throw your heads back and just have a little laugh. So yes, make sure you continue to like, follow, and share the page with your friends so you're always notified. And of course, you never miss an episode of Sabrina Speaks as we continue to build here one episode at a time. Now let's take a look at what's happening with our weather. And I do have the weather report, but I think the forecast is the wrong image that the weather station has up. So what I did, I just grabbed their time would not permit. I just grabbed their satellite imagery that is up. So guys, if anybody from the weather station is hearing me, your forecast for tonight is yesterday's image. Not to name and shame by any means. I just didn't have the time to give you guys a call. So what's up there is yesterday's image for tonight and tomorrow. So just change that for me, please. But nevertheless, I want to thank them for their hard work. And here's a weather forecast for this evening and into the night. Compliments of the Cayman Islands National Weather Service. That's the satellite imagery that I captured there, but the synopsis is calling for isolated thunderstorms that are anticipated for today as a tropical wave moves west across the Cayman area. Light and variable winds and smooth seas are expected due to the slack pressure gradient. The forecast for tonight is calling for partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of showers. Temperatures will be in the low 80s and winds will be northeast 5 to 10 knots or less, becoming light to variable at times. Seas will be smooth with wave heights of less than 2 feet. Tomorrow is partly cloudy skies. That's calling for partly cloudy skies and spells and a 30% chance of thunder showers. Temperatures will rise to the near 90s with a heat index of 105 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, winds will be light to variable. Seas will be smooth with wave heights of less than 2 feet. There will be a high tide this evening at 9:19. Tomorrow, a low tide at 3:16, and another high is expected at 8:28. Now, the sun will set this evening at 7:02, and guess what? It'll rise tomorrow morning at 6:01. The outlook is calling for light winds and smooth sea conditions through Tuesday, with slight increase on Wednesday. Another tropical wave, however, is forecasted to be in the vicinity on Tuesday night into Wednesday. God knows we're praying for some rain. OMG, even though it's going to be humid. It's like you can't even keep us, satisfy us. But the dust is weird. It's still, sorry, not weird. It's heavy. It is heavy. And I noticed when we did have a few spray showers, like it wasn't really hard and the breeze blew in on the back patio. Normally, of course, screens, dust, and all that sort of stuff. The color of the dust that came in on this time was like a milky, light brown. And when I finished with the water and stuff, it was like a watered down Milo. Yeah, I always compare things to Milo. So I know exactly that the dust is thick. We're seeing a difference. And I'm constantly power washing because my nieces and nephews are always over and we're outside. But yeah, just be very careful. And you can see it. It's like a thin layer of dust on the water. So be very careful outside, guys. But yes, it is hot. I see what you're seeing. But yeah, what you're saying, we'll get to you momentarily. Please continue to share the feed and let's join in. It's free flow, open mic. All of that. I'm freestyling today almost, and I'm depending on you to keep me busy. I want to hear what Harry has been up to, and Alfred Real went MIA on me on Friday. We all up in their business. Yeah. Let's see what news, nevertheless, is making local headlines here on the Sabrina Speaks for today, Monday, the 27th of July, as we say almost goodbye to the month of July. I got a brother whose birthday is about to come up. And yeah, lots of you celebrated birthdays this month as well. Let's take a look at the news, nevertheless. Local news. Let's start off with, yes, the Ministry of Sports, Culture, and Heritage has released the official promotional video for the 49th Pirates Week Festival theme Spirits, Gold, and Glory. Now, this year's festival will run across all 3 islands, starting in Cayman Brac on October 30th, moving to Grand Cayman from November 6th to the 14th. And the closing will be in Little Cayman on November 20th and 21st. The ministry says the 2026 celebration will even be bigger than with fan favorites and the public competitions returning. Now, of course, this is breaking news and full program details will be released in the coming days. And I'm hoping to have some of the teams here from the ministry on to let us know more. So we will definitely keep you abreast with all of the happenings with our festive season. And yeah, Pirates Week is here. OMG. Now you know it's coming down to the end of the year. Other local news, we see where parents are giving high praises to this year's Department of Education Services summer school program, with every parent who completed the post-program survey saying they would enroll their child again next year. Now, Department of Education Services official says that the strong feedback reflects the value of the academic support and structured learning offered throughout the summer. The department plans to use the results to strengthen future programs and definitely expand opportunities for students across the island. In other local news, we see over the weekend, Government officials and proud supporters gathered at the Owen Roberts International Airport to deliver a warm home welcome to Jackson Cover. Following his historic achievement as the first Caymanian ever drafted into the National Hockey League. Now, Jackson's milestone is being celebrated as a powerful testament to his dedication, his discipline, and determination. The nation says we are incredibly proud of him and looks forward to cheering him on as he takes the ice in the upcoming NHL season. Congratulations, Jackson. I know you're only here for a short period of time. Make well of it, exhale, and do a lot of exactly what your parents are saying. Absolutely nothing but eat grandma's cooking. I know the feeling. And also making sports news today and pretty much happening as we speak, the under 15 girls national football team has just shortly returned. You can see these are people outside waiting for them to come out of the departure lounge. Yes, because this afternoon they are they're here coming back from their tournament in the Bahamas. Now, the squad delivered a strong performance throughout the competition, earning praise for their discipline, teamwork, and determination off the pitch. Now, official says the young athletes have represented the Cayman Islands with pride and their supporters are expected to give them definitely a warm welcome as they have just arrived. Now, we will be definitely sharing more with you on these as these images come to us, but I couldn't let it go because we want to definitely send a love from all of us here on the Sabrina Speaks show. Once we get more of those images, we will definitely keep you abreast. And of course, if you follow the CMR platform, she will have those news as well. Now, let's take a look as we wind down the local segment here because we see in other local news here from the Cayman Islands, the chief magistrate has raised serious concerns after a man remained in the Cayman Islands for nearly 15 years after his legal permission to stay expired. Lawrence Hill pled guilty in summary court to overstaying between 2011 and 2026. Chief Magistrate Angeline Hernandez has ordered a full pre-sentence report questioning how Hall managed to live, work, and drive undetected for so long. Hall has been remanded in custody until October 14th, when he is due to return back to court. Taking and focusing our attention on regional headlines this evening and news making the Sabrina Speaks platform, we start out of Jamaica. And the Gleaner is reporting a growing trend in Jamaica's seniors community, where retirees are embracing artificial intelligence with confidence. Now, the Excelsior Community College last week, nearly 20 seniors took part in digital skill program, creating posters, restoring old photographs, planning vegan menus as well, and even experimenting with AI image editing. Now, organizers says that the initiative is helping older adults navigate the digital age with independence and creativity. Congratulations to them, and we can hopefully see this being extended here right at home as well. Out of Bermuda today, we see where Bermuda has become the first country in the world to deploy the World Intellectual Property Organization's new cloud-based iPass platform, making a major step towards the modernization of its intellectual property services. Now, the rollout reflects a successful partnership between the Registry General, WIPO, and local technology firm that's Connie Bermuda, strengthening the island's digital public services while supporting innovation, entrepreneurship, and long-term economic growth. Out of Barbados this afternoon, we see where construction of the new national stadium at Waterford remains on track, with officials confirming the project is on course for completion in the third quarter of 2027. The Chinese contractor reports steady progress on concrete works and says that the steel structure is expected to be finished by December. Now, the upgrade is seen as a major investment in national sports infrastructure, with further updates expected as the project advances. Out of Buckingham Palace, as we wind down this section, we see where they have announced that Sir Clive Alberton, the principal private secretary of King Charles and Queen Camilla, will step down next year after 2 decades of service. His departure will coincide with his 60th birthday in May, marking the end of an 11-year tenure which he guided the royal household through the king's ascension, the coronation, and several major challenges. Now, the palace says their majesties are deeply grateful for his tireless support, and the formal recruitment process for his successor is now on their way. Let's take a look with the business markets closing for today as we wrap up this section and get to all of you, the fun part. U.S. markets close mixed today as easing U.S.-Iran tensions push oil sharply lower and boost blue chip stocks. Now, the Dow rose 0.5%, while the S&P 500 ended nearly flat, and the Nasdaq slipped 0.2% to continue weakness in chip stocks. Now, Brent crude fell by 6% to settle at around $85.87 a barrel, helping to ease inflation concerns. Investors now turn their attention to a heavy week of earnings from major tech companies and the upcoming Federal Reserve's decision. And we will definitely be keeping our eyes on that because we know what happens with interest rates. All eyes will be on that, and we will definitely bring it to you as it becomes available to us. I see just coming in here on my screen, reported by Forbes.com, that New York City airports are facing significant flight delays due to staffing shortages. We'll look into that, and as that becomes, that is a developing story. So I'll keep my eyes here peeled on that and bring you the latest as that becomes available right here. Good evening, everyone. Welcome, welcome, one and all. I see you all coming in. It's that time that we say happy birthday to all of those persons celebrating a birthday today. You know how we do it right here. And we got Miss Kaylee Donaldson. She is celebrating a birthday today. Hello, Kaylee Bailey. Happy birthday to you. Hoping that you having a fabulous birthday, and that this will extend for the remainder of the summer. Yes, tell your mama you're going to be celebrating. Tell your mama and your daddy you're going to be celebrating all summer long. Auntie Sabrina said so. Want to wish Kaylee a birthday, happy birthday from all of us here on the Sabrina Speaks platform. Hope you're having a blast. And to anybody and everybody else who's celebrating a birthday today, or maybe you've celebrated it over the weekend, happy belated, happy birthday to all of you as well from all of us. You may be celebrating a wedding anniversary or celebrating coming back home, sleeping in your own bed after vacation, wherever you guys were hanging. You're just celebrating to be back to your normalcy of some sort, without the withdrawal of spending, excessive spending over the summer, as we were talking about, 2 episodes ago? Well, whatever it is, we're hoping that you're just grateful. And likewise with wedding anniversaries, for all of you who are celebrating those milestones, we are here for it and we celebrate along with you. Congratulations. Hey, Paul Dill, how you doing over there in Bermuda? I see you guys are giving us a run for your money. Congratulations for all of your advancements that you're doing over there. And I'd be more than happy to speak more to you. The phone lines will be open, my friend. Anything that's going on over there that we need to know, I got my eyes on you. We all got our eyes on you guys, but you're our brothers and our sisters, and I'm loving what I'm seeing for sure. So yeah, it's good to have you join us on the live nevertheless. Let me grab some images here and reminders to you. So yes, we know that we have a number of people amongst us in our communities as well that is mourning the loss of a loved one. We just want you to know that our thoughts and prayers go out to you as you navigate this difficult time. And we just let you know that you're not alone. We know it's hard, but you're not alone going through this. We just want you to know that from all of us here, we are here for you and making sure that you're not forgotten, not here. There's no blueprint that comes for a loss, and you just take it in strides. And we can just wish you all the best as you navigate this time. There we go. Now I see my content creators in Bloom are showing up, but look here. I got to remind you of this event that's coming up. Central Scranton Park is opening. That's going to be taking place on the 1st of August for sure, from 3 to 5 at the Scranton. And there's going to be parking there at the Government Administration Building, parking off Martin Drive, and also on the site. So please, please, please get there early. I think this is a huge, huge step. So yeah, we want to make sure that we all go down there and celebrate this huge milestone for the Central Scranton, but all are welcome. And we saw the footprint. So I'm looking forward for that as well. And remember, August 1st is the auction for CBC. In no time, that is here. So that will be taking place at the, hold on here. That's taking place at Customs, at the Customs Department. So we want to make sure that you go down there and you, if you're into this bidding stuff from 10 until 2, make sure that you take your cash or a debit card, credit card that works. Because you don't go through, you ain't gonna leave the stuff. And guess what? Make sure you take a vehicle that can move your stuff immediately if you've won the bidding war. So you got to leave it. There's no, oh, we'll hold it there until later. I soon come. No, they want you to remove the stuff immediately. Okay. So this is just a reminder that this is happening on August 1st. And for my prospect parents, the school uniform shop is opening starting from Saturday the 1st, the 8th, and the 15th, all from 9 until 3. It's that time of the year already. Yep, it's that time of the year. So let's see what's going on here. Harry was the first to comment. Oh my God. Harry is heeding the APB. We were shouting out for you. Yes, you are back. I didn't even see that you were the first that commented. Where were you? What were you up to? You were missed for sure. Donnie is also in the house today, our content creator in Bloom. And look at that beauty that she shared with us for today. Donnie shared that beauty with us today. And it's good to have you here. And you know where Donnie is located. She is at Lower Valley at Green Valley Nursery, open from 7 until 4. And she's there. She can help you. She can help you design your space and all of these beauties. Dawn, I hope you call Miss Brenda. I hope you call Miss Brenda Archer. Yep, she was reaching out to you. And Connie is in the house as well. A kinder, gentler world into the massive. She too is sharing some beauties with us today. Thank you so much for sharing those beauties with us. Thank you, thank you. I'm hoping these pictures brings a smile to someone's face or lighten up their day. And even though we may have the flowers, we got some other content creators in Bloom, but more from the palette. When I talk about that, they share with us some of the food that they're eating. They must be eating all summer. They're gonna be the size of a ship by the time they go back to work after the summer. But it's going to be interesting. I'll share those with you as they come in as well. So it is funny how we're doing it here on the platform. Mic check. Are you guys hearing me? Yep. Yep, I'm sure you are. Yes. There we go. Damian Henry's in town. What, is it 11:37 over there now? So you're keeping up with us as well. He's the man with the lyrics, boy. That's who I'm going to check out for the lyrics. He's saying, happy Monday, all. As we move forward, let us remember that success is not defined by the opportunities we are given, but by what we do with them. The choices we make today, the courage we show, the actions we take will shape tomorrow. Because the future is not for something we enter. The future is something we create. See what I tell you? The man got the lyrics. He got the lyrics down pat. Oh, yes. What is Harry saying now? I'm announcing a new petition to declare January 16th the International Day of Celebration of the Days. What? Announcing a new petition to declare January 16th, the International Day of Celebration of the Days. Tell me how you come with that one now, Harry. Tell me, why What's so significant about January 16th, my love? Tell me, tell me, tell me. Oh my God, you're something else. But how are you? I hope you've been keeping well. And Alfred Real has struck today. He says, good evening, Auntie Sabrina. How come I didn't get the kind of excitement from you like you give Harry? I jealous now. So that is why you doing this to me? You think you think this is going to get that type of reaction? You think all of this that you're sharing is going to get that? Harry doesn't even send us pebbles. So why would you go there with Harry? Are you just trying to tell me this is the type of cuisine that you'd be able to serve me if, that ever becomes a reality? Well, I'm sorry that you feel that way, but it's just something with the voice, the pitch and the tone. And it tells me that you're very, very, very observant, Alfred Real, that you even picked up that high pitch in my voice when I just saw Harry on there. So I'll have to practice now the next time you go MIA that I get the right pitch, the right tone. Alfred Real has struck again. I'm sorry that you feel that way, my love. Oh my God, Alfred, what we could do with you? Stop it. You are like a blender. But honestly, I was worried about Harry. I said it. If you had showed up on Friday, you would understand where that came from, because it was like, woof, we spoke about Harry and then bang, he's there. But if you had showed up on Friday, then you would know you're just trying to just start trouble here now with me and my virtual men. Oh, yes, you starting trouble. Harry saying, yes, I'm not a quiet person by nature, as much people are probably know. Well, I have been dying. It has not gone under 15 degrees in months. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. We complain about our weather, but I am desperate for our normal weather to return in the heat spells. Okay. I gotta be honest with you, Harry. I got a little bit concerned. Let me tell you this. And for full disclosure, I only know Harry like I do a lot of you virtually. I have never crossed paths with Harry. I couldn't even point Harry out in a lineup. He did commit and he did say his name is Harry. So it is just amazing. And I love that this is a summer edition, easy, type open mic type thing, that I could just share this with you. It is amazing, based on the dialogue that we have here, that you can actually truly develop virtual relationships with people in this platform. And I'm going to be honest with you. There are just a lot of you who are very active. You contribute, you share information, we share it back, we comment, we have our laughs and all that sort of stuff. We want to trade where we're living and all that sort of stuff. So when I don't see certain people like Aliano, who's probably on Jerry Springer Beach today, people who do not comment or even call in for a while, unless I know there's something bigger behind the scenes, of course, I am going to get concerned. And I know Harry is not used to the heat wave. So for full disclosure, I became very concerned because, yes, I was not hearing from Harry. But Harry, you and like so many of us, and I could tell you this much, we here in the Cayman Islands are used to the heat. What you guys consider a beautiful day and this chill, we'd be pulling every blooming piece of clothes that we have when we're visiting the United Kingdom. We would put them on while you're looking at us laughing. But not even us right now can deal with the temperatures that we're seeing. So I can understand with all the hardships that you guys have for the construction of your homes and so forth. At least we got air conditioning. We can stay inside, but we pretty much have to take out a loan or another mortgage to pay our utility costs. That's the choice that we have to make. But I'm going to be honest with you, Harry. I was a little worried, but thank you for touching base with us. And it's good to hear from you. And I'm quite sure a lot of other people who are accustomed to you being in the comment section is just like the real Teresa Michelle, Teresa Michelle. Yeah, if there goes a while and I don't hear from her or see her commenting, I get worried what's going on. And it's just the virtual relationships that I have built and developed with you. Now, of course, a lot of you I know, but there's a bigger amount of you that I have no clue. I have never crossed paths with. It's just a respectful, relationship that we have here, and we build in this space together that makes it unique. So yeah, if I see a while that you don't go, that I don't hear from you, of course. And some of you have actually taken the step to call. Are you okay? And you guys are shocked that a host is really calling you. Yes, I do it because I just want to make sure that you're okay. It's not for content. It's honestly coming from a genuine place. So yeah, but Alfred, real, you are like one of those austerizer blenders. You just a blender. You just making trouble here. Good evening, Miss Barbara G. Good to have you here with us as well. Dwayne is saying it'll be hot. Oh yes, it is. Hey, Sherry Coleman, watching. So good to have you joining us as well. Jumping in on the live, we give us that opportunity to shout you out. Yeah, see, even Andrew went missing on me the other day. Something it was he said he was doing. I didn't see him for a couple of days. And it was, I think, after 9. Something I was playing back, something I was saying on the show. And I said, hold on, I didn't hear from Andrew. What's up? So, Andrew, good to see you here on this Monday. Good evening, Sabrina and K-Man. Blessed Monday. Rajan is in the house. What is he saying? Good evening, ma'am Sabrina. I just wanted to ask if the tap water in the Cayman Islands is safe to drink. We came across a video saying it was. I saw that. And I have to do a check on that to see if that's real. We have been drinking that tap water for years. Some prefer the bottled water that is all done by desalination. We have different private water companies here, but yes, up to this morning, I was using it and I drank it. So yes, I am going to double check to see if the Water Authority has put out anything defunking or debunking whatever that video is. We're not even sure. To be honest, I don't know. I can't speak on behalf of the Water Authority Cayman Islands, but I'm hoping that in short order, if they have not already done so, that they would do some sort of a press release because they too, 4 days ago, sent out some, and I'm pulling this up on my device here. Just 4 days ago, Water Authority had their system as well, saying that Water Authority was unaware of unauthorized emails being sent from Water Authority email address. Now, the email attempts to have recipients open the suspicious attachment, Water Port Authority agreement revised in PDF, and also this is not a legitimate email from Water Authority. So here we have coming from this, and then this video now in circulation. I am on their website and I don't see anything that is actually trying to give some sort of advice on whatever that video is saying. But right now, as a child, cooking, mixing beverages with it without even boiling and all that sort of stuff, Ranjan, we have not had any problems with it. And I use Water Authority. So I can't validate that. And like I said, there is nothing from the official Water Authority that says otherwise. But that is, I saw it on Instagram or one of those platforms where somebody had did a test and saying that this. Now, whether it was a promotion for some type of machine that they were using and trying to throw the Water Authority's quality of water under the bus, I don't know. I'll be speculating. But I'm hoping in short order that the Water Authority would address this if they feel that it's worth addressing to confirm the safetyness of drinking our tap water. The Cayman Islands is a jurisdiction, however, that I must say we are blessed in comparison to the type of infrastructure that we have, the quality of water that we do have as well, that not too many in the region can attest to the level and standards that we have here. So I'm really hoping at the end of the day that in short order, that Water Authority will be putting out something to that regard. So for now, not speaking on behalf of the Water Authority, I would say in my personal, and I don't normally give these too often, that it's good until we hear otherwise, okay? And we have to find out the legitimacy of that video that is in circulation. Thank you for your question, nevertheless. Yes, and nice. All my family and friends over there in Bermuda. Good evening to all of you. And I see that you guys are making some serious strides over there. A caller last week Friday is saying, how great you guys are doing, and how your system, your how you generate your revenue and all that sort of stuff is quite similar to us here. But it seems as though you guys are making some strides over there that kind of have us on our toes and looking, Paul Dill, at what you're doing. So kudos to you guys for making your advancements, for making some serious decisions from a government standpoint and stuff. It speaks volumes. But yeah, I'm going to do a segment on it. I'm supposed to be getting some other links to look deeper into what's happening over there. But yeah, good to always have you joining with us, Paul. Harry saying, isn't there a whole thing about Bermuda wanting to legalize marijuana? They're being blocked by the UK government. I saw that somewhere as well. We're getting an incoming call. Let's see. It's not ringing. Why not? Good evening, caller. Hold on. Let me call you back. We had that power outage yesterday, and the whole system here had to be rebooted. So please, 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 pardon me for not. Let's see. There we go. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, you're live.
Yes, I see. I don't hear. I don't hear you mentioning Jimbo. What's up with him? Is he okay?
Well, Jimbo, I know, like I said earlier on, that he was on a project and that I had to give him his space. So yeah, I've seen him comment on Sandra's though, so I know he's well.
That must be a big project. And I hope it make him a millionaire.
Jim is living his best life. Put it like that, okay? So
listen, why I say about the water, I don't know, but I don't drink it. I see people drinking it, Sabrina, and they say each his own. But the only thing I use the water for is to wash, to bathe, to not clean dishes, to water plants. And the only thing in cooking that I do with that is boil eggs. Anything that has like gravies or has to have whatever, I use the bottled water.
Oh,
so
really?
each his own, but to be honest with you, I will not drink it. I see people drinking it, but I wouldn't drink it.
Why?
What happened? Why I won't drink it is because like if they have a breakage for days after they fix it, the water be look like marl, it be white. And sometimes when you even wash your clothes, you can't wash clothes for like days because it, especially anything white, it messes it up. So that's the reason why I'm saying that it's not safe to drink. And I hope they don't get me wrong. I'm not condemning it. I don't drink it. I drink my H2. I have a water cooler that carries the 5-gallon bottles, and I get H2 only water. And I'll use the Le Blue. But I cannot drink the flowers. The flowers do agree with me.
Okay.
Not saying that that's not good water, but I can't handle that one. Them other two companies, yes, I can drink. And then certain waters that you buy with bottles in the store, I don't like the Zephyr Hill. I'll drink the water from Jamaica. That to me, that's a good water. And like the crystals and stuff like that. But and the Aquafina and the Dasani, but certain waters I won't drink. Because one thing with where I from, we might be had not much else in a way certain things good, but I will always use the good tasting
water.
Nice water. I wasn't using no well water and whatever. So whatever that person's saying, I don't know, but I won't drink it.
Well, I'm on there, and they're very good with their social media handles, and I have not seen them come out to say anything. Maybe it's just a case that they haven't gotten to it yet, but I haven't gotten anything on it to say that there were any issues where there's an elevated level of anything. But I mean, that has to be handled carefully. And
yes, and you gotta be careful. You gotta be very careful with drinking water because a lot of bacteria can be in water.
Correct.
Cause a problem.
Correct.
Water is a very important thing in your life. But then you got to get good quality water. You can't be drinking in and out of water because it can cause a problem with health.
Right. I see where Connie is saying that she never drinks it because it's too much chemicals to get it clean because of desalination, I guess, to have it. So, Oh my gosh, this is definitely that something coming out. I like I said, I can't validate the video that is in circulation. And I'm quite sure something of that could be quite damning. So for whatever it is, they're actually labeling it as not safe to drink. What do you mean? Is it high levels of one thing? Is it what? And that was where it had a bit of vagueness to me. It's not safe to drink because of what? You see what I'm saying? So I stand to be corrected. Maybe I'm not. They had a red and a green, and a red means what? What chemicals that are making it not safe? Is it chlorine? Is it
Well,
sulfur? Is it what? What?
Well,
Yeah.
that's why I tell you, I don't trust it. To be honest, I don't trust it not to drink.
Mhm.
And when I'm making like I cooking beans from scratch, and you have to keep putting water in them for them to soft. And then while you has a bean gravy, because you don't cook dry beans, and that's a gravy. And the water is what creates the gravy. I mean, the beans
Yeah.
give it the color and thing. But I
Mhm.
don't trust in even stewing chicken or anything like, you put the chicken, if you even put tomato or anything, the chicken, but then it has to have water.
Mhm.
I don't use it for only boiling
Unless
eggs,
it's just
because
steam.
the egg, you got to
Mhm.
peel the shell off. That's the
Mhm.
only thing. And then like I say, I have bathe with it. We water plants with it. I have to wash with it. And I mop with it. But beside that, I don't drink it, and I don't use it for anything that have to go down
Mhm.
inside of your body by mouth. No, I don't use it. I pay my water bill, but and I appreciate them, because we have 2 wells, and I'm glad I'm not gonna be pulling the water and using no pump from no well and thing. We got running water. But other than that, I don't think I'll ever drink it.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, there we
And I
go.
mean, each to his own. So whatever.
Yeah, that's what I said. To each
It's
his own. You just have some people that wouldn't drink
different
it.
stroke for different folks. We all
Mhm.
not alike. If we were all alike, we wouldn't have a world, because we're in a mess that everybody not alike. Imagine if everybody was alike. The potter is Mr. Anton talk about the potter pot that we would be in.
Yes.
I
Yes.
tell you,
Mhm.
yes, ma'am.
Thank you, my love.
So I at the hospital again, and child, my husband is getting up on his own now. God
Take
is
that.
good.
Take that. That's what you
Yeah.
get. Thank
But they don't
God.
want him to get up on his own, because he kind of, all risks. And I was just asking him up in here if they don't have anything, like their beds don't have an alarm or whatever, but they need to. I tell my son, I know I'm not as equipped as the US, but I need to look into getting stuff like that. But then she telling me, I say no, but sometime, because sometimes they busy.
Mhm.
And somebody told me a couple of days ago that they didn't know who up in this room, and they know me as a cleaner, and they had to call them because they heard this person sound like they were choking. So sometimes they really get busy, and I'm saying that they're not giving them care. But like sometimes I tell you, they only has a certain amount. And then there's so much people up here, because every day, because up to just now, we cross the ambulance going into Newlands, and I made Julian call, because I thought, call my mother-in-law in there. And somebody they might be going for, because every time we coming up, if it not 2 ambulance coming in one time, it not none. Boy,
Mhm.
some people up in here, and you never know. But they say
Okay.
the devil is busy,
Yep.
and sickness for everybody. So
Well, I'm just happy that Mr.
everybody getting sick.
Right.
But another thing, I want to give a little shout out. My niece, oldest son,
Mhm.
Braden, is 17 years old today. But he's in Honduras. May he live to see many more.
Oh,
May God bless him to see many more. He's
How nice.
17. His name is Braden.
Braden.
Braden, yeah. And he's 17 today.
Oh, that's nice. Well, I'm hoping that you
And
definitely
I
go
should have
back.
went on it in Jamaica.
Oh, dear Jesus, here we're
16
going
twins
now.
me. Lottery. And I should have went on the 39 yesterday. I write it down and out it out. Wow.
Ooh, okay.
Throw it away. Spend money. I'm getting, but I too stressed out for numbers. I tell them no, son. And
Oh,
they say,
Lord.
I write error, turn it down, and I could have win. And one little guy died from a pen. They were taking up money yesterday to try send him back to Nepal. And I tell the guy, I say, well, I only got $50. But I say, how old he was? He tell me 39. I say, well, I don't know that I buy numbers. If I tell me that I could have given 200 or 500 because I would have won it age play yesterday.
Mhm.
And on and on it. But anyway, I don't care.
There we
Because
go.
they need to legalize that and bring some money in.
Well, I'm glad that you did
It
that
is.
disclaimer yourself, that it's not legal to gamble in the Cayman Islands yet.
Well,
even
it don't matter.
though,
Police
even
buys
though,
it, so-
even though the referendum did actually support it. So
Yes, well, they won't.
A national
Elvis said
lottery.
they get more votes on that and the marijuana, and they wouldn't push it. They're willing to push the
Oh God.
the dog but they won't push them. So it's what it is. They can't do you nothing because it's me saying it.
There
Tell them
we
can
go.
put me in jail.
There we go, my
Tell them
love.
can put me in jail and I got nothing to pay. And I ain't got hairs on my head because my hair start dropping out now too. My be stress.
Oh my gosh. Alfred Real is saying good evening, Michelle'ma. Mm-hmm.
Tell him evening.
And well, Connie said, leave Jim alone. Connie.
And nobody not doing gym nothing. We only concerned about
No,
them.
no,
I
no,
have a
no, no.
husband
It
for
is in a nice way. It is in a nice way. Because
I know,
somebody
I
else,
know, but
Miss
I just
Valerie,
say I
saying,
have a husband for 50 odd years, and I don't plan to change him. The only thing that change me from him is when I dead or he dead. I'm not looking nothing else.
even Miss Valerie
And
Linda
I too
saying,
old. I too old. Nobody not want me. I can't hardly walk now. And they
oh
leaving
my
young ones
God.
that good way think me.
Even Miss Valerie Linda saying, what happened to Jim? Haven't heard his name in a while. So people are missing Jim, just like how we were missing Harry. Mm-hmm. But Alfred
And like
Real,
the old people
Alfred
say,
got jealous, you know,
I'm the other
Shelma.
one that live joke. I may be old, but I'm not cold, but still I got break back and pain in knee. So that's what it is. Nobody not gonna want me now.
Oh my
Nobody
God.
not gonna want me now, and I got no money.
You'd be
But I got
surprised.
honey.
So
So
you'd be, oh, you
it
go,
don't matter. I
girl.
got honey.
Connie, she said she ain't got no money, but you got honey. Oh my gosh, I just love it. I just love it. I just love it. Thank you guys. You see, it's not only me, besides those who are trying to make trouble here. But yeah, there was Miss Anita was asking, Miss Anita, how are you? It's been a while. Hope you're doing well, my love. Miss Anita had a question. What is wrong with Cayman Water Authority water? Question mark. I use it for everything. However, I do use my Bretta filter for drinking part. My only issue with them is how slow it runs at time. Sometimes, Miss, I could be honest with you, you and many others, water pressure sometimes mean that there's possibly a leak, not necessarily in your place, but within the main feeder line that goes to your house. And yesterday when we had the power outage, the water pressure dropped as well for a little bit. But the question came about because there is something on one of the Instagram or one of those channels about somebody doing a water testing from the tap water, and they put a tester in it and it came up red, and they alleged that it was Cayman tap water and it came up red. Now, I can't say what the red means, meaning high levels of whatever, right? And then what they did, they said they used the same glass, they used the same instrument, and got water out of what appeared to be like I don't know if it was a filtration system, some sort of reservoir. I don't know what this thing was. And then they pushed it, the same testing instrument, into the same glass. And then it came up green saying it was safe. But safe for what? I think a little bit more context is needed. So that was why that individual asked whether or not our tap water is safe to drink. I personally have been on the Water Authority's website as we are live right here, and I'm going to update it now just in case there's an update. And I don't see them posting anything to actually talk about that thing, that video that is obviously going viral, making you wanting to wonder if there is some validity to it. And but there is nothing on the Water Authority site. I know they have a very active Facebook page, and a lot of the times we give a lot of information from their closures and that sort of stuff. So I'm hoping that they will have some sort of press release out here to protect their name and the quality of their brand as well, because this is quite damning. If whatever it is they're saying, it's not safe for whatever reason. Like the caller said, and many others, to each his own. I have some people who says that they're not going to drink it. They just feel that it's too highly chlorinated. Some people say sometimes you can smell the sulfur in it and all this sort of stuff. The response and the feedback that I have gotten and any issues with water personally is that you reach out to them and they're very quick with responding. And they're very quick with giving you even a tester bottles. Let's say once I had smelled this strong smell of sulfur and I called immediately, and within hours, if that long, I was given a sample to capture the water. And sometimes they say sometimes the lines need to be flushed. But if you have an issue, Water Authority is very open. They will actually respond to you and do testing, whatever. But I must say that video has gone viral. and it needs more context or for it to be validated whether or not it's true. But they did have an issue with a fraudulent email that was coming out purporting to be from Water Authority that was not right, was not true. And they dealt with that. Now, at the end of the day, this now has surfaced. So I guess they'll be having to deal with some damage control in the coming order. Connie, you heard her? No, yes, me too. I can only just pray. You know, hear what she said? It is her saying it, not me. See, Michelle, Miss Dorothy is saying that it's good to hear from you, Michelle Massey. We love hearing from you. Connie's also saying whenever there's new developments, the water pressure drops. Yep. So I'm quite sure that they'll be dealing with that. Someone please tag Water Authority. You can do it as well with this because they can see all the comments here as well. Harry is saying there is a slowly growing group of people in the UK that refuse to drink tap water because they say it's full of chemicals that are bad for you and they won't drink it. Yes, that is true. And I think something with copper lines, I was reading something in regards, but there was a general question that asks, I think that was Andrew. Let me go back to this. Okay, yes, I wasn't wrong. How many local drinking water companies that bottle their water do we have? Who certifies the quality of the water that is being consumed? Now let's think about it. We got Flowers. I'm not so sure if Savannah Springs does it anymore. We got Le Bleu. And then we got our own water company. You're talking about on island, right? Okay. I don't know if Savannah Springs still sells bottled water like that. I stand to be corrected. But the general overall question is that Water Authority Cayman certifies and tests drinking water. DEH supports the testing through its environmental lab, and OFREG regulates water service providers and licensing. So overall, what we're seeing is that our Water Authority conducts daily testings of potable water for production plants and distribution networks. And what they are doing is that they have a personal responsibility in ensuring that it meets World Health standards. Hold on, let me get this, Michelle. Yes, ma'am. You're live again. What happened? Michelle? Hold on. Let me call you back. I don't know what's happening.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
I said, fine, I know I'm to be corrected, but Savannah Spring was Andrew Eden. As far as I know, they don't no longer operate. It is Flowers. It is the
H2O. Something.
H2. Yes, that used to be Tara Rudder husband, but Roger, but now his daughters have it up in Breezeway. And then is the Le Bleu. I don't know if Le Bleu is a Cayman company. And then they have one next one. What that name that I think they do schoolers and water and thing, but I can't remember their name. And I don't know if they distributes like how the other people do, because I have a account with H2. But they're down in them warehouses right there off called for Nixon way up and there by way the Hyde and Son thing is somewhere right there with them warehouses. Big one. It's a new lumber place now. I see something, they got some type of water thing there, but the only two I'm really familiar with is H2. H2 only. People call it H2O, but it says H2 only.
Okay.
On the thing. Some people call it H2O, but it's not it. My bottle says H2 only. And then Flowers and Le Bleu. They're the three. Yeah.
All righty.
But I have H2. I've been dealing with H2 from when it was for Roger, and I still deal with them.
Okay.
And they come every 2 weeks. And I had 8 bottles because Bill Ray was a water drinker, but I turned in 5 the other day and only keep 2 because we don't hardly go too much water like that anymore. And I only keep 3, and I had one like $64, and they reduct because it's $10 a bottle for the bottle. The bottle is there on the water. Their water is $7 for the 5 gallon, and out the gas station, the one it's like $9.
Okay.
So I just keep And then them waters, these, they has like a expiration date. And if you do use them by the date, the taste is funny. So that's why I
Okay.
don't stock up on no more. I only have 3 now. I took them 5 and just see the difference is $64. And I tell her, don't cancel the bill, but just keep it. Cause a guy came towards it, but I told him I didn't want no water because I have one on standby and one on my cooler and then one empty.
There we go.
So that's why, you know.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us, my love. But
Yes, ma'am.
that's the overall standards here. Thanks, my dear. That's the overall thing for what I could find in it, where our water authority, Miss Anita, it is unclear. It is unclear. Miss Anita had a question. Is it Cayman Water Authority or Cayman Water Company that the person tested the particular water on? It is unclear. It is unclear. They just said tap water. This is water coming from the tap. It is not clear what part of the island the individual was from, or nothing of the sort. So it is so unclear right now, which is why I'm hoping that Water Authority would actually do some damage control here in regards to that. And if somebody sees the video, if they can just copy the link and send it to me, I'd be more than happy to pass it on. To me, I just saw it was something, and I said, I saw it in my feeds and thought that if anything, and it was nothing factual about it, that we would have some control, some damage control out of Water Authority. But yeah, maybe in the coming hours, we will have something out, even if it's a holding statement until further investigation is being done in regards to the allegations. But where this individual was living on island, whether or not it's Cayman Water Authority or Cayman Water Company or otherwise, it is unclear. Who to tell? It could be cistern water too. We don't know. So it is so much unclear stuff at this time, Miss Anita. We don't know. Harry is saying there is a thing about it's taking a very long time to replace the copper water pipes. Yeah, I read an article on that. And that was the concern. And some of these infrastructure is just deplorable there in the United Kingdom. So thank you for sharing that with us. And you can understand that's not the case here with us. I would say that we have a very good system from the time we went all city water or persons having the option here in the Cayman Islands. We have maintained a very high standard. And one thing for sure, repairs are done quite quickly. And once they are aware of anything seeming off, Water Authority is very quick with running to the aid and correcting any wrongs. I know that for a fact, and they have to test based on my experience. Connie is saying, sometimes I turn on the pipe and the water is sudsy like soap. Do you smell anything from it? I know there was once, there was someone in the community chat was saying that they were filling up their tub or something, must be for the kids or whatever. And it had a blue color to it. It was really, really blue. And that was in a white tub. I don't remember what the response was in regards to that, but it is quite interesting that this one is becoming very viral. And I would have thought by now that some damage control would have been given to it from Water Authority by now. But let's see. That is something that is developing, and I can only encourage you to keep it locked here on the CMR platform. And definitely, as we see it, we will definitely post it as well and share it with you on this platform. And if it's, I'll invite them on to talk if they have permission to come on. I invite them publicly to join us here on the Sabrina Speaks show. Send a representative or feel free to call us 936-8255 about this viral thing that is going around. And I'm not going to be one of those. I don't feel it's right without warning to just call anyone to talk about it. I just would like to make this public appeal that I invite them on, and I'll probably reach out to them a little later to see if they wish to come on tomorrow for a little bit, just 15 minutes, 20 minutes, however long they want, and talk about it. Let's see what we will get. Harry is saying the UK water infrastructure requires a record-breaking, yes, 104 billion in investment for the 2025-2030 regulatory period. And this represents more than double the spending target of the previous 5 year cycle to address decades of underinvestment, aging networks, and growing environmental pressures. The joys of having privatized utilities. Well, look here. It's funny enough that you say that because ours is not private. Ours is a statutory authority. But look at what you guys are going through. Government still funds our thing as a statutory authority. Ours is not private for our national water, even though there's a portion of our island, Cayman Water Company, I think, Miss Anita, yeah, Cayman Water Company is private. But nationally, even in their sister islands, our water is a statutory authority and it's controlled by a board of directors. So, of course, government plays a role, they play a part. There is funding as well and support. And you got to be careful when you end up privatizing these things and the pace in which things work. So, oh my God, yes, you are quite right. The joys of having privatized utilities. Our utilities company here is private. It's owned by a Canadian-based company. I stand to be correct if it's Canada. Yeah, it's Canada. But yeah, that's the only thing that government does not really own here in the Cayman Islands, and that's our light or electricity. But even though I can say in comparison to the jurisdiction, we pay a hefty price, but I must say that we have one of the best, and if not the best, infrastructures and grid stability in the region. Yes, and if you look per capita, I can probably say we will climb high up in the world, but we're paying for it. Harry also weighs in and say we have a really stupid system where we have a regulatory body called Ofwat, but they're effectively toothless with no real power. Oh, I guess that's similar to our OFREG that we have here that I pulled up. This is the regulatory oversight of our water services here in the Cayman Islands that license portable water is all handled by what we call here OFREG. And that is an independent utilities regulator here in the Cayman Islands. So yours is Ofwat. And Harry's also saying, and then we have 18 water companies across England and Wales, but each of them are regional monopoly and they're not actually competing with each other. Interesting. So we have the worst of three worlds, and they are private and monopolies, and the regulator is toothless. Well, that shouldn't be so hard to regulate it, don't you think? That's the political will of your elected arm or those representatives, right? But I noticed, yeah, there was something strange with that. And I think you and I brought it up here quite in one of the earlier shows that you were saying that something else came up and we were talking about regulators. And that's why I could remember the thing about the copper lines, about the UK specifically. But now that you've given even more depth, more context to what's happening over there, that's a crying shame. Tell that to a useless government who seems to think it's all going smashing. Well, aren't you guys all happy? You got a nice new prime minister who went in and not elected. And now I'm hearing now that he's even getting some pressure. Aren't you pleased with your new prime minister, with even the way he's now appointed as prime minister? There's a lot of sarcasm there, Harry. But let's see what's going to happen, because I'm seeing people already turning up the heat. People are already turning up the heat on him, and they're saying, look, who asked us if we wanted to go to general elections? Nobody asked. And he's saying, I think he went out on a limb and said that he doesn't feel that the Brits wanted a national elections. And based on all the commentary, that's not the feeling on the ground. So we can only wait. Let's see how long his tenure will be. Maybe he may surprise us all, Harry. But I think as bad as things look here, we are pretty much still staying stable. Oh yeah, we are coming from in comparison to you guys being pretty much responsible for us. And look at what's happening there. He's saying he is elected, though there are no requirements for there to be a general election. Like this whole thing about him being illegitimate is bollocks. That's never been how our system has worked. Okay, so, well then, let me tell you, a lot of the media houses out there are just calling for an election. So this is interesting how this is going to unfold. one more puppet, only a matter of time before they turn on each other. That's what I'm saying. It's going to be interesting watching this one, this one play out. Um, Ruzi Sunak wasn't elected. Liz Truss wasn't elected. Okay, wasn't elected. Theresa May originally wasn't elected. Boris Johnson wasn't originally elected. So, okay, we got to look at this because it's quite interesting how it's unfolding, Harry. Hey, Miss Ebanks, how you doing? Enjoying the summer, I'm hoping. And like this whole thing that there needs to be a general election when we have a new prime minister is so stupid. Okay, all right. I haven't really paid you guys much mind. All I know, every time you turn around, there's a new prime minister, and it is quite. It's actually confusing, to be honest. We got enough issues of our own here to try and deal with, and of course, you guys are the mother country for the Cayman Islands, so. When you see what we got dealing with here locally, and I'd say we're in a pretty better shape than you guys. And this is why some of our very own, based on who you talk to, let's say, who are they to be handing down rules to us when they look at they can't even get their act together? So, Harry's saying, yeah, it becomes a bit of a revolving door. The longest and more stable prime minister is the cat. Is his name Jerry? Is his name Jerry or whatever his name is? The cat, the mouse catcher. He's just like, that is a revolving door for him. If he could talk, it would be interesting. Like a Morrison's. I caught that one. You brute, you. Damien, 7 p.m.s in 10 years. What a joke. Yeah, and I think this is not Larry. Yes, Larry the cat. Yeah, the chief mouser of the cabinet office. Yeah, he is the most stable member of number 10, Downing Street. Oh, yeah. He's got his own social media platform and everything. And they are reporting on him from what I'm understanding. And whenever his stories trends more than your prime minister's, it seems, he's getting more attention right now than anything else. Somebody did a thing on him yesterday. And when they compared how you look at the government and all this sort of stuff, when you look at this cat, he's gotten more attention. Like, what the heck? He's seen more prime ministers of the United Kingdom, and he's the only one. I mean, he doesn't have anything to worry about. Obviously, he's doing his job. And for those of you who doesn't know Larry the cat, please go on social media and look up the Larry the Cat UK or 10 Downing, and it will amaze you, the pictures, the image, and then some of these captions that they put along with this cat. And he's been the most stable person in the UK right now at 10 Downing Street, and he's definitely getting all the attention. Harry saying his official responsibilities include catching mice, testing furniture, and training the police officer in front of the door. It looks so, because whenever he's finished doing his walks, I think they videoed him once to see exactly his time. And he has a cycle. And what he does wherever he goes, whenever he's done, he just comes and sits by the door. Literally, just sits by the door. And then the door just opens and he strolls. Sometimes the door is open and he's sitting there like, not ready yet, but okay, since you open it, I'll come in. Yeah. Then he strolls on in like, who cares? I'm just being taken care of. Yes. I have a photo of Larry when I visited Downing Street. Oh, really? Oh, share it. Send it to the 345-936-8255, Harry. Let me just share it here. That, if you can find it, I'll be more than happy to share that. He's literally a celebrity, and he has a very famous food with the Foreign Office cat called Palmerston. Really? They do. Well, we look like we're going to have to follow this story up, Harry. This is something, but I know for sure he's really trending on social media platforms for sure. And 7 prime ministers in 10 years that all of a sudden now the attention is going to this blooming cat. And he's been the most stable person at 10 Downing Street. But that's a lighthearted moment there. I'm quite sure many a times he is cuddled, or maybe he doesn't even want to get bonding time because he has and then what's the sense of bonding with these guys? How long will you be here for? Kind of get used to you, maybe the kids, the family, and bang, you're out. Make it make sense. Like, what is happening? When are we going to get some stability in here? So I'll just do my job. That is me actually speaking for Larry the cat. 10 Downey Street. 345-936-8255. The phone lines are wide open for you here as we continue with a light-hearted moment here on the Sabrina Speaks platform as we continue this open mic segments that we will continue for the rest of the week. And it's a summer edition, lighter moment. We'll have some laughter, and I love the feedback, to be honest with you, that I'm getting here. And we will definitely be bringing you as much as we can once the stories become available to us. And I encourage you to keep a lock on the CMR platform for the latest in news and stuff, and we will be capturing some of those for you. Now, I know that I don't want to go too hard hitting into this because this is our platform where we speak openly, candidly, and for the amount of calls and questions that I have been receiving in the past couple of days, I'm going to make public appeal on behalf of all of the individuals and persons that are calling, just wanting some clarity from WORC. For full disclosure, this is not coming at anyone. And I find myself doing this, and I shouldn't, because as mature people. You've heard me said that we have heard individuals that are saying they're receiving emails about annual declarations and having now to file annual declarations, and some of them have been granted RERC, some as far back as 11 years, 14 years, 6 years, 8 years, and they have now been told that you have to file annual declarations and pay an annual declaration fee of $100. Now, if you are a RERC holder who, when approved, was subjected every year to paying an annual fee, period, of course, that didn't fade away. That would not have faded away. You continue under the same terms and conditions. Whereas you were only going in to pay your fee and doing the annual declaration as you would do, that remains the same. Where it changed is that some of the persons are saying we were of the understanding that this would have only been for those persons who were granted on or after the 1st of May. Unless, like I said, that came with the original conditions. The word keeps coming up, we were grandfathered in. Now, the latest thing I got today was that there is something being said about any marriages happening before 2019. Then those persons were grandfathered in. Look, there's so much misinformation out here now that things are changing so quickly. It is alleged that you go to one officer on the front and they have to go in the backs and ask somebody, and they're coming back, and it's mixed information coming out of there. I personally cannot attest to any of this. A lot of persons are reaching out. I am trying to get official clarity based on what the law is saying, and we have covered it here, and it's still very sketchy. You don't have to come on the Sabrina Speak show. You don't have to come on my platform. But based on the amount of misunderstanding that is in the public's domain right now, for persons who have been holders of the RERC, some as far over 10 years, why are they now being subjected is the question that's being asked to these annual fees and the declaration, when what was pushed in the public's domain is that it would have only applied to those applications who were granted after the 1st of May. Now, it is quite interesting that everybody's keep repeating that. Now, let me repeat, just in case you're catching me mid-statement. If you had already had a condition where it says you file your annual declaration, you pay your requisite fee, that remains unchanged until, of course, you get your status. And even now, under the new law, once you acquire status, because it is after the 1st of May, 2026, the law now states even status holders have to file an annual declaration and pay the fee of $100 on the anniversary of your certificate for what? 3 years. Some are saying 3 years, some are saying 7. I have to go back now and look to see if anything has changed based on regulations for clarity for my own edification. But I am publicly appealing to whomever is responsible for getting the information out to just clarify, because people are going crazy. They're trying to question because what was being placed, what was being spoken of during the public consultation, even now I'm going back to looking at previous recordings. I may have to request Hansards and all of this sort of stuff to try and make it make sense and see where in between all of this, all of these changes took place. Because quite a few people are saying, I haven't heard anything about this 2019 marriage. Any marriage taking place 2019 or earlier would be grandfathered in. I stand to be corrected by all of this sort of stuff. So, like I said, this is free flowing. It's open mic. I have gotten emails. I have gotten calls. I have gotten, and everybody is a different reason behind it. I am only asking for somebody in their official capacity to just give clear understanding or explanation as to what's taking place to avoid any confusion. It is almost as though people are feeling as though they're being bullied into having to do something, and they don't want to go against the law. They're not saying that they're going to go against the law, but tell me under what section I am doing this under, because what was in the public's domain, and I can understand people's frustration, is totally contrary to what you're demanding. Some have even gotten warnings in 14 days, then you're up for revocation. Pay the fee or else you will be revoked. We will put you up for recommendation for revocation. Now, I think you can remember under earlier episodes that we had read based on feedback of who gives legal guidance. Yes, I did. Yes. I'm sorry, I'm just answering this thing. You can look on it under earlier episode that we had, and it was clear that any legislation that is there, if someone is aggrieved with it or not satisfied, then until they actually file a lawsuit, then it's considered law. If nobody actually challenges it, then guess what? Then it sticks. For the amount of misunderstanding right now that is coming out, confusion, even when persons are calling to get advice, I believe, it's not sure. And this is because of how quickly things could be changing behind the scenes at WORC, that some of the staff are burnt out. They seemed a bit frustrated. And this is for full disclosure, this is not based on any staff that I have spoken to. Sabrina has stayed away. But when regular members, regular customers using the service is complaining and saying, this is not making sense. I'm confused. I'm being turned away. There are even issues where persons need the right to be Caymanian. They were born and they're told by multiple people, oh, your kid doesn't need this. They don't need it. They go to try and get their national ID only to be told your kid needs to get it. There's a lot of misinformation that's coming out. But right now, the big attention that is begging for some clarity. I don't know how y'all going to do it. But you need to just clear the air with this annual declaration. Make it explicit, declare who was grandfathered in. Try to do compared notes to see where there was clearly a misunderstanding. And if that is too much, at least state under what section of the law that is derived and where and why so many people have misunderstood, even from within the grandfather's clause. Now, that is saved by the fact that those who had to do the annual declaration anyhow and pay their annual fees, okay? We all know those. We're just talking about those who were never having to do it, and all of a sudden now they're being told to do it. They don't have no annual fees or anything like that. And where is this 2019 being married to or earlier came from? Where is that derived? Because we're not against, we're not for. But today was the first time I heard anything of that nature. So I can't be the only one that's confused. And this was shared with me by a customer. And I'd be like, what? Where is this 2019 coming out from? And a couple other people have got the 2019 year as well that came out to them. So I know it's summer. I know a lot of persons may be on vacation, but it doesn't stop when people are being threatened that if you don't do this by a particular time and you've been here for 23 years, 20 years, 18 years, and you get told now for $100 that you could be up for revocation because there's obviously nationally some miscommunication that you got a whole bunch of people right now that is just not, it's just not adding up. That's just not an isolated case. That is a communication error. And that needs to be corrected. I have refrained from going any deeper into it because you can't keep up. You can't keep up with the guidebook because that changes so often. And it is hard to really do it at pace, to really even try to identify some of the changes that are happening because it's not explicit declare when updates are made. And I use the words explicitly clear where the changes have took place. It just shows an updated version, this, that, but it's not clear, okay, what has changed? And people have pretty much just thrown up their hands and says, look, we'll just have to call and hope we get the right information and try to document it down. Yeah, it's that frustrating. But people are feeling as though they are being bullied is what is being described as, or that they're being, well, if you don't do this by now, and some of the words that I've used, that they're so rude. I can't honestly tell you that I've had that experience recently or otherwise. But that is the feedback. Now, that could be fatigue. That could be because of lack thereof of information coming out. That could be a plethora of things that the environment is just not nice to be in. And now they are empathetic with your situation. They should be knowing all of the information in order to share information with you all. And they themselves is a little bit, not aware. So there is a public appeal. I tell you, I would be going through some of the calls that I've received, not individually, but that has been the one that has been coming through the most in regards to these annual declarations and where is it starting? And the big thing that people are saying, the grandfather's clause. And now to add another layer to it today, now I'm hearing marriages of 2019 or earlier are grandfathered in. I'm trying to make it all make sense. Yeah. It's not necessarily going forward for any applications that have been granted after the 1st of May that is the problem. It's for those persons who have been holders of our ERC for 10 years, for 15 years, for 12 years, who, didn't have the conditions. Is this a blanket change now for everyone? It's just simple. It's just simple. Yeah. So I think that I think I've beaten that up enough, that the public is asking for some sort of press release, some sort of interview. And we know that you all are not there to provide legal advice. Okay, I get it. And the saying that goes, ignorance of the law is no excuse. Okay, we get it. But if you're going to be doing public awareness campaigns, at least be straight, be clear with the information that you're sharing. There shouldn't be more confusion after any public appearance than before you said or addressed something. And that's where it's becoming a bit confusing for the general public. So to me, get the narrative right so that everybody can understand it, and just do it in bullet points. That's all you got to do. Nobody's asking for legal advice. People are just asking for clarity, clearer understanding, because clearly what was placed in the public's domain, even what was being read, is not what is actually taking shape as we speak. A late acknowledgement of Harry's comment here. David Cameron tried to replace him at the end of his premiership, but he got a shower of abuse online and got crap from the House of Commons, and so backed off and allowed Larry to keep his job. There we go. Thank you so much for that. That's the lighter moment that we need. But, it's business here, Harry. I know you wouldn't understand it. And, but yeah, we got some confusions, but you were here with us all during that immigration reform, those days on top days where we were talking about the new immigration reform and this whole preservation of Caymanian heritage where immigration reform is concerned. So just for the sake of you, that is what we're talking about, because now something else has popped up, and really what was being said and what has become law is two different things, to the point that people are saying, are they sneaking these things in? You see where distrust comes in? People are saying, that was not what was said. Where was the amendment? Yeah, more and more I'm hearing that. And it's only going to take the right person to challenge it. But again, that takes time, takes research, and some jingles as well. But I can tell you what, they could probably end up winning if it goes otherwise. So at the end of the day, I'm hoping that they can get that resolved, and some clarity will be given to all of these persons, and whatever was said, put it like this, the grandfather clause is not grandfathering, and it's not grandfathering for anybody, for many people, I should say. So it's going to be interesting how loosely the grandfather's protection, based on what was in the proposals, how far that will go. So something is not adding up at all. So yeah, phone lines are wide open as we are down to the last 20 minutes here of the Sabrina Speaks show here on this fabulous Monday. And still, I haven't seen anything from the Water Authority. I'm hoping that somebody tags them into this, and we could get something maybe by tonight or in short order about what's going on for sure. But yeah, so how your summer's been going? I'm hoping that everyone is having a good summer already. And if you haven't gone away, where are you off to? Where are you jet setting off to? And what are you looking forward to when you get off island the most? I know you don't ask about coming back, because especially if you haven't gone already as yet for the summer, you're only looking at trying to get off of this rock for a little bit. What are you looking forward to the most? I know that we have those buyer's remorse, as some of my friends here listening to us say that they have, which is why we get a little sick, some of us, before we come back. And I'm hearing it's for all the money that you spent. And now reality is struck. Reality is struck, and you are having to go back to face the music. Please remember, for all of you parents out there who has children going back to school, you got those school uniforms to buy. At least you don't have to worry, unless your kid is on some sort of special diet, that you have to save up for lunch money, because we're so blessed as the Cayman Islands that we have free lunches. Let's hope that that'll hold. That'll be interesting. Let's hope that that holds. But the Minister of Education, I'm quite sure, will make sure that that holds even for now. But is that infinite? We don't know. We don't know, because we know that nationally, what our national budget is right now is through the wazoo. We're seeing where healthcare costs, and making sure that we can keep up with the Department Assistance Financial Services, DFA, NAU, right now is definitely seeing an increase in number of persons coming in seeking help. And because of that, that has a financial implication. A lot of persons are seeing where a number of the assistance ranges from utilities, rent, food, but more so even medical insurance coverage, because it is that bad out there. So we have our own share of problems here in the Cayman Islands, but guess what? All of this has to be funded somewhere, somehow. And if the government, if people are going to tap into government subsidy, some way, somehow they have to pay for that. And this is why income revenue streams for government comes in from the cost of driver's license, the cost of police records, the cost of trade and business licenses, regulatory fees, work permits, custom duties, and all of that sort of stuff, annual returns, and all of that. This is how your government makes the money. Landing fees and different sort of stuff. So if we're seeing where that has taken a decline, guess what you think is going to suffer? People are still going to get sick. People are still going to need the assistance. People are still going to need to access healthcare offerings, their overseas referrals, local or otherwise, it still has to be paid. And this is why it is so important that we get a balance. We get a balance on how a country does its national budget, can make sure that it can be maintained. So once that government is able then to care for their people. I'm hearing a number of persons saying they're caring for others and not really their own. And that's hard to say, because that law is not prejudicial, whether or not you're here as a generational Caymanian or you're here by status. It has even been alleged that persons are receiving financial assistance from government, and they are sending their money off to take care of their families in another jurisdiction. Now, make that make sense. They may have children from a previous relationship or a marriage, and they're taking care of their people at home. But guess what? Based on monies that they're tapping in on here from the Cayman Islands. These are just some of the many stories, and I'm quite sure that there are a number others out there as well. But what we're seeing with a lot of our Caymanians is that they have nowhere else to go. And this is why it is such a delicate dance that we are doing as the Cayman Islands. We have a very high cost of living. We have one of the biggest cost of livings in the region, if not per capita in the world. And we're definitely up there. And I know that some persons want to say that we are not losing people, that people are not leaving. I am telling you, people are leaving. Now, at some point, based on what positions they may be leaving from, they would at some point have to be replaced, right? But to say right now that persons are not relocating would be an understatement. And I feel that if someone can actually run some reports to see cancellation of work permits versus replacements and exits that are not coming back over a period of time, you will see where we are having a number of persons that are leaving because they're saying it's just not to the point where it's value for money anymore, where they can, survive here. As Caymanians, we too are feeling it ourselves because we hear it here all the time on this platform and in other platforms. But the departure of a lot of persons are actually impacting a lot of Caymanian-owned businesses. A lot of these businesses are not going to speak. And I'm not asking you, I'm telling you because they have shared their personal stories with me. They still have to navigate the work permit system. They still have to sometimes get contracts, put in bids and all this sort of stuff. So they're very quiet with what they're seeing. But in all honesty, especially in the construction industry, they're losing staff. A lot of staff have chosen not to renew. And these are from reputable companies that they are not guilty of having staff pay for their own work permit, not having medical, not paying pension. These are legitimate above board companies that are right now finding their staff that are saying, look, I'm going to cut this in half, or please, I'll just work out this year if I can bear it, but I will not be renewing. I've chosen to go home. I have someone that is very dear to me and near to me in the past, I would say a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, that one just shocked me. They are actually looking at going back themselves. It's not to say that they don't have work. It's just not adding up. They're finding it very difficult to survive. And one may say, well, make them go. I'm hearing that other side of the coin as well. It's about time. Too much people here anyhow. But what happens to that gardening company, for example, that cleans your yard? Even if it's the little man that cleans your yard, I'm quite sure he has a helper or two. What's going to happen? Another complaint that has been surfacing is that it's the little man they're feeling that is being squeezed. And the bigger boys, meaning the bigger companies, are the ones who are almost appearing to be rubber stamped. And they're asking for sun, moon, and stars from the little man who is just doing their best to make ends meet, to keep their business going, to keep contracts valid, to have the manpower in order to finish them in a timely manner. And some of the questions that are being asked or having to be justified is just almost seemingly, and I quote, ridiculous or will blow your top off, end quote. And I can see it from both perspectives, to be honest, because for years you could see where persons took advantage of the system. And now that, they're turning up the heat and trying to regulate and pull out some of the unscrupulous persons who are just using the system to get work permits and making serious money from it, that everybody right now is being pulled into it and saying, we need to find jobs. Are you sure you need this work permit? Local services are available. There is a shortage. There is a shortage right now, contrary to what people are thinking. And it is just making sure that we can get the balance right. But bottom line is the vibe and the talk that is on the ground is that persons are leaving, and it's because of the high cost of living. There are some persons who even applied for jobs within our very own civil service. And guess what? When these persons from overseas, listen to this, see the offerings and the salary, and then they start doing, of course, they're adding it up, cost of living and all that sort of stuff. They said, I'm sorry, no, can't do. And that's now opening, you would think, right? You would think that would open up a way now for a local to get the job. No, they're just casting it again and do it again. But when you see that being a reality, where persons from some jurisdictions that normally you would think, well, our dollar is still stronger than theirs, so they will come here anyhow. It's much more than what they would be making in their country. The math still has to math. when you look at the cost of living here. They're probably better off in their own country. And if that is the objective and that's the goal, well, then fine, we've won. But it doesn't mean that it's creating a job for another local if there's a skill set that is needed to do the job. And that is what we're going to have now, where there's going to possibly be a gap, a shortfall in some industries more than others. Damian Henry is saying, won't be a quick fix if some individuals decide to leave. No. But the thing is, you will not even feel the immediate impact of it because it's slow. It's slow. You're not going to feel it immediately. And people on the ground, Damian, are speaking, but it's not to the point. And that's one thing that is a blessing and almost a curse for our culture here in the Cayman Islands. We're not out screaming and rioting and all that sort of stuff. Our people are the most, there's an adjective that I want. We're the most patient set of people. And as long as you can pick up the phone and call and make my situation go away, not looking at there's a bigger problem here because you're not the only one that is going through this, but you would not even know that you're not the only one because you're so insulated that I got a number for this person. You can make this go away, that it's crazy. But there is a bigger issue that is at hand here nationally. And I'm sorry, those who are on the ground will tell you a lot of people are leaving. A lot of people are leaving. Now, who cares where they're going? The fact still remains that a lot of them are filling positions that, based on work permits being submitted, couldn't be filled by any of our locals. Now, some will be rejoicing and some will be saying, make it make sense. Tell me, how is this working out? Because now my company is almost going to close down because I can't get it. I can't get the work permits. I'm having to try this one and try that one and this and that. It's just not making sense. And there have been some that have lost contracts because they just do not have the skill sets, the manpower that they need in order to do the job. So I'm wondering what will push my locals to the brink. Thank you, WhatsApper, for those pictures. Beautiful. What's going to take to push them, for them to really speak out? Or if it's still going to be that thing where, boy, I'm not going to say nothing still, because I got a trading business, or I'm hoping to put everything on bonfire. Like, really? You got a bigger problem going on here. I have a WhatsApp coming in that says they have 2 people in their circle that still has loads of time left on their permit, but decided to leave. Good evening, caller. You're live.
Good evening, Miss Sabrina and Cayman. I say work seems to have a lot of work to do. That's all I have to say.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it ironic that a system that is supposed to help Caymanians only hinders them?
Well, let me tell you something.
I'll just leave that there with that.
Thank you.
Because it seems that anything and everything that can be done to make life a little bit more complicated for us here in Cayman, it seems to be happening every day. And we're supposed to be moving to an age where technology makes things better.
Yeah.
I'm here sitting wondering, should I get this national ID card? Is that going to make my life any better? After hearing all of this, or what Caymanians have to go through with work.
Well, I tell you, you better, because that's going to, from what I'm seeing, don't have it and you need help. They could probably tell you straight up, you could cut your help if you don't have it. For someone who's in the system, my friend, take your friend's advice. Get it.
Yeah, we know. We already know that. So I take your advice very kindly, but and I take it and I use it. But it is sad that how things are done to still disenfranchise Caymanians in this day and age. And I can say no more about that. I want to talk about, for the next 2 minutes or so, why we are growing. We are a service-based economy. And I don't know who thinks that growing Cayman, we're already at 100,000. So I guess they want 150,000 now. I keep saying this, when you take a walk and you look at your neighborhoods, here in West Bay. Every day something is changing. We are catering to the foreigner, the expat. They're here to do jobs. And we're catering so that, this is how I see it, we're catering so that they can have a good life while they're here. The part of making life easier for Caymanians, that seems to just get kicked down the road with the same cans every 4 years. I'm sorry. I see it. I look at it and I see it as for what it is. You know, our neighborhoods have changed. They're nothing but becoming apartment blocks with gates, walls, security cameras, and hedges. People are coming here to work. They're not coming here to get to know Caymanians. And we have a system that keeps finding every little thing it can to disenfranchise those that really are in need, and those that really need it are the ones that get wrung through the dryer. And if you don't speak it, like you've lived it, people won't know. I go back to how many years ago Cayman was so quiet. We long done that. I keep asking the question, who are we growing for? You're not growing for me. I'm almost 60. I could drop dead any day. What about the young generations coming up? What do they have to look forward to? More red tape? More people in this country that come here, live behind gates and walls and keep saying, okay, man, life is beautiful, but the locals can't even live here.
Well, when you have your own looking at Panama, I've had that told to me by two Caymanians just today.
Yes, people want to move.
Just today. Yes.
They had enough.
Just today too. And I was shocked with one of them. And I was like, you're serious, right? And they're like, Sabrina, I am serious.
And if you hear what you pay to live, you would pack up today and move if you had it. I went to Mexico some years ago. And I spent a month. One of my friends had a condo in Mexico, an hour from Cancun. And you could live in Mexico for $400 with everything. You can do that here?
But they're saying what we offer here, it comes with the price. That's the price for living in paradise. But is it sustainable, caller? Caller, it's not sustainable, you know?
No, it is not.
Exactly.
No shape, no form. And I keep saying to them, keep growing Cayman. But when you keep walking out of your neighborhoods and you keep looking at nothing but, you don't see nobody else in your neighborhoods. I'm sorry. I want to see my people. We're being pushed out, it seems to be. You know, I keep going this stretch of Northwest Point Road. The only thing left to do with this is to cut it down, straight down by where the road is, and just let it slide out and go. And it can be its own little island with all of these monstrosities that are on the iron shore. I leave you there by saying, I don't know who we're growing for, but at the end of the day, if the average Caymanian, whether they be married with 1 or 2 children, or none, or single, looking to buy a home, a piece of property, I keep saying, the prices I see here, no Caymanian can afford even in 10 years' time, much less a lifetime. Something has to be done to make this place we call home for Caymanians. And I've had it said before, and I'm going to leave it there because I keep saying this. I don't care. You can come here and live, but what you need to come with when you step off of that plane, whichever plane it is, and if it's one of my Cayman Airways planes, you should have the respect to learn. You come to this country to work, you must respect everything Caymanian. And that's what's lacking. And it was not Caymanians that got and brought up this stupidness about Caymankind. We were always kind. We didn't create Caymankind. Caymanians were always kind. And we were too giving, and this is what we got to show for it. So I'm going to leave it there and say, I don't care. Anyone can come to my country. I'm not telling you not to come here. I'm telling you when you step off of whatever plane you stepped off of, you're in Cayman's territory and time. Come with your respect. And you know what some people need to start doing? Stop looking for Caymanians to give Caymankind. It's time, as somebody said last week, it's time for some foreign kind. It is time for some foreign kind. We have to live here. This is home for us. And I'm sick and I'm tired of every rule in the book being changed to make life more hassle for Caymanians. The system needs to change, and it needs to do a quick change, because I keep telling the powers and the heirs that we're listening, Bermuda Air and Bermuda is coming for Cayman Islands, and they are so much far ahead of us in everything that they have done right by looking at us and learning from our mistakes, and we are still making mistakes. And when you turn around soon, Bermuda is going to be above Cayman, and Cayman is going to be behind. Chasing Bermuda. Their route network for Bermuda Air is about 20 destinations on the East Coast alone. That tells you where they're going with their luxury market. So I could just end it there and go, all of this can disappear today. Snap your finger, it can go. Bermuda and the Atlantic, they're knocking on our doors.
Well, I tell you what, Bermuda commented today. There was somebody from Bermuda online, so they're listening, like I told you. And I told them we were going to do a whole segment on it. But
we have to.
You got to send me that link or something, though. I didn't see it.
I got to send you that. I'll send it this evening.
Because I'll add it with what I have. Yeah.
Yeah, but it is strange to see how quietly they have done it, and then all of a sudden we are left holding what we have on our left hand and holding what we have on our right hand.
There we go.
And when you put the two together, they're not even going to make the whole, because I keep saying Bermuda watching us.
There we go. Leave me there, my love.
And sinker. Thank you, Miss Sabrina.
Right.
We talk
Take
more.
Care. Yes.
I sent you 2 sunset pictures.
Yes, I did. I put one up. One up already.
Okay.
Yeah, while you were speaking.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
But yeah, things have to be done to make life better for Caymanians, and in order to get it done that way, you have to open your mouth. Because I remember some years ago when I had to access my pension, the pension office gave me what I needed. The young lady, Caymanian lady that met with me, gave me everything I needed. And when I went to my pension administrator, he told me I couldn't get my pension. Okay?
Caller.
And I sent him the email.
Harry is saying, but caller, remember, you are 60 years young, not 60 years old.
Oh, no, I feel 25. Someone told me the other day I look 33.
There you go.
Stay healthy. Have a great one.
All right, my love.
Love the shows.
All right.
Caymanians have to have a place to voice what they need to voice, in a place where we don't feel like we don't have a voice anymore.
That's
and
right.
That's what your show, Miss Sandra's show, and the platform does.
Thank you.
And people need to open their mouth a little bit more and speak and let the truth be told.
Thank you.
We welcome everyone, but come with your respect.
That's right.
Thank you. Have a blessed evening.
Likewise. Thank you for the beautiful pictures too. Bye-bye.
You're welcome.
Sure.
Bye.
Take care. Yeah, there we have it. We got some more WhatsApp coming in regards to a particular case as well that I'll share it. Of course, it's always anonymous. But Harry did live up to his name. Look at Larry. Harry sent us the image of the cat when he was visiting 10 Downing Street that he took. So this is the infamous Larry here, just easy like Sunday morning. There we go. Thank you, Harry. For sharing with us that image that he dug up of his bag of tricks there when he was visiting 10 Downing Street. And I know we're going over for a little bit, but I want to share with you extended comment. This is someone who is saying that they admit that they have 2 people in their circle that has loads of time left on their term limit for context, but decided to leave. Rent too high, groceries light, and work permit cost, health insurance that has no value, and pension. And about DFS, well, I think this is DFA, they need an investigation team. There's also an additional comment that came in on WhatsApp saying, I know someone personally that is on DFA and take that money to rent a car and run up and down, selling and buying numbers to run taxi with a rent-a-car. Now, you heard that? They know someone personally that is on government's assistance and take the money to rent a car, run up and down, selling and buying numbers, and run taxi with a rent-a-car, okay? But getting government assistance because the doctor gave them a letter saying that they have lupus and can't make them work, but they can sit under a tree and selling numbers, which we know gambling here is illegal. And this person is just trying to make it all make sense. Now, they did comment and say, while our poor old people need assistance and can't get the help. So this is some of the stuff that is happening right here. And we hear you all just lashing out about this even more. And this person is saying it hurts because this individual is a paper Caymanian, meaning they got status on the grounds of a grant from WORC, immigration, whenever it was. But the fact is, this is not a generational Caymanian. This is not someone by birth. And they're saying that this is alleged that just to take advantage of the sickness, which you can sit and sell numbers, why can't they go do a cashier job, a messenger, even a receptionist? Because obviously they're capable of running up and down, renting or rent a car, being a taxi driver, but getting a government's assistance to do all of this. And the doctor they're saying that they feel some of these doctors needs to be investigated as well. Thank you, WhatsApper, for sharing that with us. And I can understand your frustration. There are a number of other stories that are coming out of there with persons who are receiving assistance. And we're also hearing some heart-wrenching stories where we have genuine Caymanian persons, seniors at that, who have been told that their monies, their assistance from the government is being lessened because of, I guess, when they do their assessment, however they come to these points, that they are then being cut. Their subsidy from government is being cut. So it's quite interesting. Going back to some of the comments here. Thank you, Sabrina. Oh, thank you too, Harry, for sharing this beautiful picture of Larry here, for jumping on board, getting Alfred real jealous. Tell him you're all the way in the UK. What damage you gonna do? But thank you, my love. So sweet of you. Paul, see, caller. Paul is from Bermuda. He says Bermuda has always had a connection with Cayman through banking and insurance. The cost of living is much higher than Cayman, meaning the cost of living in Bermuda is much higher in Bermuda than it is Cayman. There has been many Bermudans that have left Bermuda to go to the UK to live. It'll be interesting, to hear exactly what's happening down there and whether or not you've seen a lot of your own Bermudans, generational Bermudans, actually relocating as well. Relocating and going someplace else to live. Because yes, I did see that. And this is why I'm doing some digging about Bermuda to really look at the cost of living there and exactly why people could feel that way. But it's the same thing that's being touted here, that our Caymanians are looking for other locations to relocate because it's just becoming out of reach. These are some of the stories that we're hearing coming from those who have been granted Caymanian citizenship. They're actually exploiting the system. But once they're Caymanians, again, who are you to say otherwise? Enforcement is the key, I feel, at the end of the day in all of these departments. So, But Paul, thank you so much for weighing in. Always good to see you and having you jump on live and commenting as well. But yeah, we love to get information out of there. Every now and again, I cover some Bermuda news, even if it's one story. So we got our eyes on you, and other people as well have our eyes on you guys over there. Thanks to all the callers. See, Harry's even given a thank you for me. Have a great night to you. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Just saying the process to get Caymanian status is nuts. It's like a 10-year. No, man, it's not that bad. It is not that bad, Harry. You're wicked. You're wicked. And if you saw my camera move, that is Chance, my dog, who is in here, and he knows it's after 7, and that's what he's going to do. He just got off my foot. He frightened the bejeebers out of me just now. But he knows I'm in overtime, and that's him bumping the camera. So if you saw that little move in my camera, that's my dog. He's not like Sandra's dog who barks. He literally will go and he will hit the camera. the dog knows what he's doing. Harry is saying it's rigged. You guys get a very quick, easy pass to full British citizenship, and we have to go through this 10-year mess to be able to stay in Cayman. Look here, this is open mic summer edition, Harry. We can take you up on that tomorrow. But always good having you on the platform. I see Mr. Balika is weighing in very late on WhatsApp, but maybe you can catch us tomorrow, Mr. Balika, because we're going to continue here with this open mic summer edition, where no matter what it is, whatever is bugging you, whatever you want to talk about, we're doing it summer style here from the beautiful Cayman Islands. I'm in overtime by 13, 14 minutes. Yes, yes, yes. It has been a pleasure bringing you another episode of Sabrina Speaks. Thank you for all of your comments. Thank you for all of your information. That is what we're about, yes, here on this platform. Keeping it straight, informative, one show at a time. And like I said, if I get anything from the Water Authority, I will definitely be sharing it. Water Authority, you're invited to come on here, even if it's by call. It's a virtual space. We'd be more than happy to have you on board. And that goes for anybody else who may wish to come on this platform. We are here for you. Please do have a safe evening. Good night. And from all of us here on the Sabrina Speaks, yes, me and Chance and all of my little AI assistant people who's making my life easier. We love you lots. See you tomorrow. God bless.
That's a wrap for today's edition of Sabrina Speaks. Thank you for tuning in and for being part of the conversation. Remember, the dialogue doesn't stop here. Stay engaged, stay informed, and most importantly, stay empowered. We'll be back tomorrow at 5 p.m., same time, same place, right here on CMR TV and radio, where your voice matters and your truth is heard. Until then, Cayman, take care of yourself and each other.
That's it for today's edition of Sabrina Speaks, where your voice matters, your story counts, and your truth is always welcome. Join us weekdays from 5 until 6:30 p.m. right here on CMR TV as we dive into the topics that matter most to you. Catch the show live or on demand at cmrtv.com. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram so you never miss a moment. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, and always speak your truth.